This video is brought to you by my two books, Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist and The Blues Guitar Bible. Want to learn about modes, harmony, scales, chord substitution and keys? Or maybe you're interested in supercharging your blues guitar rhythm and lead chops. Whatever you're interested in, I guarantee you will be hitting the fast lane to progress with either of these works. Both feature video demonstrations and tutorials, loads of tabs and jam tracks to play along with, and I promise you, everything is explained in crystal clear plain English. Check out the links in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. It's Tuesday today, and you know what that means. We're doing a top 5 list, and you've already seen the title of the video and the thumbnail, so I won't waste too much time telling you what the video is going to be about. But briefly, I've done a video in the past where I spoke about my 5 favourite TV themes, and they were Drag Racer by the Doug Wood Band, the theme tune to the snooker coverage on the BBC, Jessica by the Allman Brothers, famously used as the theme to BBC's Top Gear, Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, that was briefly used as the theme tune to a local current affairs show on I think it was on the BBC in this part of the world. The show was called Coast to Coast, and that was the TV show that introduced me to Layla, because I hadn't heard the tune before. And that sort of introduced me to blues, so massively important, that one. Nantucket Sleigh Ride by Mountain, a tune which was used as an ITV theme tune on again, a current affairs show called Weekend World. And Joe Fagin singing That's Living Alright, the closing theme tune to a comedy drama that was on ITV called Auf Wiedersehen, Pet, and we might end up talking about that a little bit later on in today's video. But those were my first 5 picks of my favourite TV themes, and it wasn't even an effort to come up with another 5 of my favourites, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today, starting with
Left Bank 2 by the Novel Tones.
Yes, Vision On was a TV show in the 70s, I think around from the 60s into the 70s, aimed at hearing impaired and deaf children. But it got like a massive following amongst, kind of children who could hear and adults as well. It was full of kind of in-jokes and slapstick comedy. I think this was the first one of the first TV appearances of the actor Sylvester McCoy, who later went on to play Doctor Who many years later. Anyway. A regular part of the show was where kids used to send in their pictures and drawings, and or artwork that they'd created in some way or other for a section of the show called The Gallery. And the theme tune that the music that accompanied these pictures was called Left Bank 2 by the Novel Tones. It's a ridiculously catchy piece of music, played, it's sort of a soft jazz kind of melodic kind of thing, played on vibraphones. I'll guarantee that if you don't recognise the title, if you click the links down in the description, because I put links to all of these pieces of music down there, you listen to that one and you think, oh yeah, I know that. It's just one of those fuzzy, happy, warm memories from my childhood, and there's 1 or 2 more of those in this list as well. So let's get on with those. Let's see what's next.
This Life by Curtis Stigers.
Yes, This Life by Curtis Stigers, the theme tune to, I think, one of the best TV shows that's ever been on. Sons of Anarchy. It's up there. Many people know about Breaking Bad, but and will kind of say, oh yeah, brilliant show. Sons of Anarchy doesn't quite have the same recognition factor, so if you're only hearing about it for the first time now, I doubt you are, but if you are, then go and check it out. It's centered on the fictional town of Charming in California, and that town is run by these lads here, the Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club, and they're wrong-uns. Let's not mince words, they're wrong-uns, they're drug pushers, they're gun runners, they are pimps, they are, all-around ne'er-do-wells, and the quality of the writing is that these characters are likable. You sympathise with them. You kind of get sucked into their way of thinking briefly. You suspend disbelief as you're watching the show, and it's addictive TV. You know, one of those shows where every episode it kind of leaves you thinking, shall I stay up an extra 40 minutes and watch the next episode? It's one of those kind of shows. And the theme tune, I was immensely surprised when I found out it was by Curtis Stigers. I just remembered him as being this kind of FM radio soft rock balladeer from the mid-90s. I can't even remember any of his hits, but I just remember that it was that sort of, pound shop Michael Bolton kind of thing. That's how I remembered him. And then this song is like a real kind of rockin', gritty kind of outlaw country rock thing, and it's a great piece of music, but it's, as I say, it's for me, it's just inextricably linked with this fantastic TV show. If you're new to both of them, go and check them out. Let's see what's next.
King of the Hill by The Refreshments.
Again, a show that doesn't often have the recognition that similar shows have. You talk about American animated TV comedy, everybody will say The Simpsons. And, I've had a few belly laughs over the years watching The Simpsons, but I've had a damn sight more watching this show here. The humour is more subtle and it's less slapstick. It's... you get the feeling with The Simpsons that if it was done as a live action show, then it wouldn't be as funny. This would, this just would be as funny. It's just fantastically well written. Hank Hill, the eponymous character there, and his neighbours. There's one guy called Boomhauer, who, how some people speak English with a slight trace of dialect. Well, Boomhauer speaks dialect with a slight trace of English sometimes, and the in-joke is there. They can all understand what he's saying, but no one else can. And the other one is his other next-door neighbour is like a real kind of tinfoil hat, kind of paranoid, thinks the government are listening to his brainwaves by, CIA satellites and stuff like that. Real paranoid, but never ever spots the fact that his son looks a lot like the Native American guy that his wife hangs out with. So just lots of in-jokes like that. Fantastic show. And the theme tune, which is what we're here to talk about, is just a real good foot-stomping, kind of catchy, hillbilly bit of rock guitar playing. It's, in the same way as a band like, I guess, maybe the Pogues to a certain extent, or the Dropkick Murphys to another extent, will take what is primarily an acoustic kind of bluegrassy sort of, or Celtic form of music, and just turbocharge it with Marshall amps and Gibson Les Pauls. That it's got that kind of vibe to it, and it's one of those pieces of music that if you're not tapping your foot by the time it comes to an end, then you probably haven't got a pulse. So yeah, King of the Hill by The Refreshments, fantastic, one of my favourite animated shows, and what a great theme tune. Next,
Why I Man by Mark Knopfler.
Told you we'd be talking about this one, didn't I? The original series of Auf Wiedersehen, Pet or the two series were in the 1980s. It ran from 83, I think, to 86. And in case you've never seen me talk about this show before, and if you're of an international persuasion, basically the original series in the 80s followed the fortunes of some expat British labourers who went over to Germany to find work. Many of them were from this part of the world where I'm speaking from now, the northeast of England. And in the northeast of England, I should say, when a chap refers to his darling wife, he doesn't call her darling or honey or anything like that. He says pet. So hence, Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. We're off to Germany. Anyway, it was massively successful on the first season, and then they commissioned a second season, which finished in 1986. And then one of the main characters, one of the actors who played one of the main characters, sadly passed away. And then it came back in 2002 with one or two people. One person recast. Actually, it was the guy who died in the 80s. They got another actor in to not play him, but to play his son. And this was a tale about they were transforming or dismantling rather a local landmark. Let's have a look at it. The Transporter Bridge in Middlesbrough, and they were selling it, which is that to me is like my kind of Eiffel Tower. If you live in this part of the world, that is just an iconic thing that you see on the skyline pretty much every day of your life. And they were dismantling it and shipping it off to America to sell to a Native American reservation, and the local council actually had to reassure people that this much cherished local landmark wasn't in fact being shipped off overseas, because there was actually a campaign about it, believe it or not. But the title tune for this one, or the theme tune for this one, was a tune called Why I Man, which again in this part of the world is sort of the equivalent of saying hell yeah. Do you want to go for a beer? Hell yeah. Or do you want to go for a beer? Way aye, man. You get the idea. And that is, as I say, it's by Mark Knopfler. It's off his The Ragpicker's Dream album, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And fantastic show, fantastic song. And we've got one more left. Let's see what it is.
Sailing By Ronald Binge.
Now, I haven't got a graphic to put up on screen for this one because I am cheating slightly. It is not a TV show that I'm talking about. It's a radio show. A regular fixture in our house as I was growing up. I seem to remember, the smell of roast beef coming wafting through from the kitchen, and the lovely aroma of me dad's pipe tobacco and Old Spice aftershave. And one thing that I remember is this BBC radio thing called the Shipping Forecast, which had this piece of music introducing it, Sailing By Ronald Binge. You cannot. I mean, I went to a naval college back in the 80s, and even then I don't understand what this shipping forecast is going on about. Let me just read you a little extract from it, okay? You'd hear the lovely lilting theme music, and here is the shipping forecast. Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira, cyclonic, mainly westerly or northwesterly, 6 to gale 8, occasionally severe gale 9 in South Utsira, decreasing 4 at times, rough or very rough, rain, snow or squally wintry showers, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. So you get the general gist. It's going to absolutely lash it down, and it's going to be windy. But beyond that, I'm kind of not seeing any detail in it. But there's a cadence to it, and it's just one of those, as I say, happy memories, along with the smell of a Sunday roast and me dad's tobacco and various other kind of fuzzily, warmly remembered things from my childhood, that I always listen to this piece of music and I'm transported straight back there. So if we're talking about theme tunes that really do it for me, I couldn't not include that one. So there you go, folks. Those are my 5 more of my favourite TV and, I guess, radio theme tunes. I'm sure you've got some of your own. Put them down in the comment section below. I'm genuinely interested to hear what they are. Or if you can explain that shipping forecast to me, then please do so. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you found this little trip down memory lane interesting and possibly even entertaining. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We drink beer and talk about stuff, music, guitars, whatever. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.